said, have a note on the show, that it's really interesting when you find out exactly who secretly likes the British monarchy, our wonderful royal family. A lot of people basically say to me, oh, Neil, you're bound to say that. You make a living from them, you report on them. Yes, but I do respect them as well. I think they do a lot of good for the country. And as many people know who watch this channel, I do report on the good and the bad. As I've said to you before, I'm not a huge fan of Prince William's Earthshot thing, but I understand why he wants to do it. He's still young enough to find a direction that is possibly more compatible with other people, particularly the wider public. But right now, this is where it's at. Over currently in France is none other than His Majesty the King alongside Queen Camilla, making their very first official state visit. 3 days, in fact. A lot of events, let me tell you, for a couple, and I don't mean this rudely, of their particular years. Apparently, an unprecedented amount of events. So you have to say, whether you agree or not with the monarchy, they do work hard in the time that they're there. No stone is unturned. But I wanted to highlight this particular thing because, as you know, it was delayed all due to the riots over in Paris and across France in general, something that's happening everywhere around the world right now. But President Macron, alongside his wife, have done an incredible job so far in welcoming His Majesty the King, even showing a montage of his previous visits. But as we're recording this, there's a big event taking place tonight, and this is a big official state banquet. Lots of dignitaries there, as you can imagine. But they've also managed to invite none other than one of Camilla's favourite rockers, who didn't make the coronation concert. That's right, the Rolling Stones and Mick Jagger. But it's this particular guest that I find really interesting and slightly controversial. This is because the Love Actually Notting Hill star Hugh Grant, who has a permanent home over in France and says that is where he feels most at home, has also been invited to the banquet. Can't wait to rush there. However, he was also on the side of the recent press case at the Royal Courts of Justice alongside Prince Harry and those hacking claims. And further back, apparently he even agreed with the fact that Prince Harry should try and establish a life away from the British monarchy following Megxit. So when the King and the Queen probably do get presented to Hugh Grant, it's going to be an interesting conversation. But I've been in these press backs before, and let me tell you, all of these outspoken stars, the minute that they get in front of the monarch, or indeed our late and wonderful Queen Elizabeth, as they did so many times, they simply say nothing. They know the value of that picture alongside their product and their career moving forward. What's the betting? You will simply say, as Ronan Keating famously said, from Love Actually, nothing at all. As ever, it is a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of a rainy London.